Episode 56 TY, May 22nd, 2024. Imagine stepping out of ocean surf to lungful of wood smoke after a year of clean air. In Episode 56 TY1, United States. RAWSEP. This is a forecast of poor air quality from wildfire, wood burning, smoke PM 2.5 through September 2024. From the article, U.S. Periods of unhealthy air quality due to wildfire smoke possible across the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast through at least September. 2. United States, Southeast and New England. Washington, Longview, Vermont, Burlington. Burning trees. As the biomass industry grows, its carbon emissions go uncounted. 3. United States. NASA, Wildfire Digital Twin, pioneers new AI models and streaming data techniques. 4. United States. Check the air quality. How to check the Air Quality Health Index and assess your health risks. 5. Arizona, Maricopa County. Maricopa County. Wood burning announcement. 6. California, Laguna Beach City Council votes Aliso Beach return to wood burning pits after 1 year respite. RAWSEP View. Imagine stepping out of ocean surf to lungful of wood smoke after a year of clean air. From the article, despite a recent backlash from various groups, bonfires are still permitted at many beaches in California. 7. California, Laguna Beach, Aliso Beach. RAWSEP View. The Laguna Beach Mayor reminded council members that wood burning should not be done on no-burn days. So now Aliso Beach and its near neighbors are saddled with government-sanctioned air pollution after a 1 year respite, interspersed with expected wildfire wood burning pollution on no-burn days on Aliso Beach. Imagine coming out of the water after a swim to a lung full of unnecessary wood smoke that you were spared of for the last year. Laguna Beach OK's return of wood-burning fire pits to Aliso Beach. 8. RAWSEP View. First air quality advisory of 2024 for Oakland, California, and the San Francisco Bay Area of California is occurring far from Aliso Beach, but in the same United States of California. Air pollution from fire pits in Aliso Beach is occurring simultaneously with air pollution from wildfires in Northern California. 9. Colorado, Denver. RAWSEP View. Another advertising coup for wood burning for the affluent in one of the many glamping, supposedly glamorous camping, sites in Colorado. Air pollution paid for by the affluent may seem merely odd, but that wood burning air pollution extends to near neighbors of the glamping affluent, since air moves freely, even polluted air. 10. Colorado, prescribed burns. 11. Michigan, Grand Rapids, South Haven. Dog rescued from burning house. 12. New Mexico. Know before you go. Wildfire preparedness is year-round. 13. New York, Ithaca, with smoke and homeless tents. 14. New York City, and Canada. RAWSEP View. Smoke-pocalypse is a cute movie tie-in word, but the air quality degeneration of incursion of Canadian wildfire smoke is no joke, as experienced it at its worst in June 2023. As wildfires rage in Canada, will NYC see another smoke-pocalypse? 15. North Dakota, Bismarck, and Canada. Canadian wildfires could cause health problems for those with lung conditions. 16. Pennsylvania, Centre County. PA air quality update. 8-hour workday outdoors equivalent to smoking 2 cigarettes. 17. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Fundraiser to transition from wood-burning oven to gas. RAWSEP View. This is a solution-oriented response to being educated about the health problems caused by pizza parlor wood burning. 18. Texas, Lone Star plant wood fire. 19. Canada, Alberta. Heading out for the long weekend? Here's the fire advisories in the area. 20. Canada, Alberta, wood buffalo. Wildfire evacuees return to their homes. 21. Canada, Ontario. Wildfire and tornado relationship. 22. Australia, Queensland. PM 2.5 and controlled burns. 23. United Kingdom, Birmingham. Minister issues wood-burning stoves update as smoke emission limits to be lowered. MSN Minister Robbie Moore has responded to questions over the burning of unauthorized fuels such as wood in smoke control areas. A government minister has issued a wood-burning stoves update on emission testing ahead of tighter controls on smoke levels. The response comes after recent reports said the appliances should come with a new health warning. Conservative think tank Bright Blue had said there was a mistaken belief that domestic burning is a safer, more environmentally friendly way of heating one's home than gas boilers. 24. United Kingdom. Drax's halo may be tarnished, but it stands on the side of the angels. Business Green. Characterisations of Drax as the world's biggest wood burner are misleading and sometimes deliberately dishonest, argues environmental campaigner. RAWSEP View. RAWSEP is unable to read this article in order to determine if the headline, as written, is serious or meant as a joke. 25. United Kingdom. New rules on log burners, as people could face £300 fine and criminal record. 26. United Kingdom, Scotland. MSP column. Don't ban wood-burning stoves.
27. France.
This article from France seems to blame some PM 2.5 incursion into France on wood burning in Denmark and Finland. 28. Africa. Dangerous wood-burning stoves. 29. Africa, Namibia. Dirty cooking puts millions of African women at risk. 30. China. Investigating the multi-scale associations between urban landscape patterns and PM 2.5. 31. India. PM 2.5 and field calibration.
32. Indonesia, Jakarta.
Air quality in DKI Jakarta this Saturday is not healthy. 33. PM 2.5 and cardiometabolic factors. 34. PM 2.5 and dementia. 35. PM 2.5 and fatty liver disease. 36. PM 2.5 and monetary damages. 37. PM 2.5 and premature birth. 38. PM 2.5 and primary glomerular disease. 39. PM 2.5 and pulmonary fibrosis. 40. PM 2.5 and respiratory health endpoints. 41. PM 2.5 and wildfire air pollution. 1. United States. RAWSEP. This is a forecast of poor air quality from wildfire, wood burning, smoke PM 2.5 through September 2024. From the article, U.S. Periods of unhealthy air quality due to wildfire smoke possible across the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast through at least September. Excerpts. Edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Crisis 24, Garda World Air Quality Index, AQI, levels, based on fine particulate matter levels, PM 2.5, are expected to frequently reach PM 2.5 levels of over 100, May 21, 2024, poor air quality possible across the northern and eastern U.S. due to Canadian wildfire smoke through September. Follow any directives issued. Smoke from wildfires during the Canadian wildfire season will likely trigger periods of unhealthy air quality across parts of the northern and eastern U.S. through at least September. While the 2024 Canadian wildfire season is not expected to reach the record activity levels seen in 2023, another highly active season is forecast. Depending on prevailing wind conditions and other atmospheric factors, smoke from the fires will, at times, likely filter into parts of the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast and degrade the air quality to varying levels over the coming months. Air Quality Index, AQI, levels, based on fine particulate matter levels, PM 2.5, are expected to frequently reach PM 2.5 levels of over 100, making air quality unhealthy. Periods of PM 2.5 levels of over 200, where the unhealthy air quality will start to impact all individuals, are possible, and local authorities may issue directives advising people to limit time spent outdoors if the AQI reaches dangerous levels. Outdoor events may be canceled, and schools may revert to remote learning. Reduced visibility caused by smog may also lead to flight disruptions at regional airports. 2. United States, Southeast and New England, Washington, Longview, Vermont, Burlington, burning trees. As the biomass industry grows, its carbon emissions go uncounted. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The Revelator. Wood pellet companies have devastated forests in the Southeast and New England. Now they're looking to expand. This article critical of the wood burning industry is an initiative of the Center for Biological Diversity, May 20, 2024. The Port of Longview, Washington, this town of 38,000 was founded by the Long Bell Lumber Company in the early 1920s to house workers at its nearby lumber mills. Longview is one of at least 4 locations on the U.S. West Coast where companies hope to begin manufacturing wood pellets, compressed wood used as fuel for power generation or home heating, for export on an industrial scale. By turning trees into energy, this growing biomass industry seeks to benefit from subsidies established in Europe and Asia to encourage renewables. If the UK-based Drax Group gets its way, Longview will house a plant capable of producing 450,000 metric tons of pellets annually, enough to run a small power plant for a year. Drax and other biomass companies say they're promoting carbon-neutral energy while practicing sustainable forestry to harvest the wood fuel referred to as biomass energy. However, the industry's behavior in places where it has long operated appears to undermine this claim. It starts with logging whole trees and grinding them up and polluting plants, says a forest climate manager for 350PDX, an environmental group based in Portland that opposes the Longview project. The resulting pellets are shipped overseas. The pellets are then often burned, or co-fired, with coal, supposedly reducing coal's emissions, and have more recently replaced coal in some power plants. The most counterintuitive part is none of the associated carbon emissions are counted by governments who classify biomass as clean energy. Faulty accounting methods have allowed biomass companies to sell themselves as climate-friendly even as they seek to convert carbon-rich natural forests into tree plantations in the Pacific Northwest and beyond. In the Southeast, large wood biomass export projects have operated longer than anywhere else in the United States. Selling the biomass story, the Drax power generating station looms over North Yorkshire, England, tall as a city high-rise. For decades, the Drax plant was Western Europe's largest coal polluter, but in 2003 Drax began converting the first of 4 boilers to co-fire wood. Last year, the company finished replacing coal at its plant with wood pellets, hailing the milestone as a step toward a zero-carbon energy future. Communities in the American Southeast, where Drax sources much of the wood for its plant, weren't celebrating. The biomass industry in the Southeast expanded from barely anything 15 years ago to exporting over 9 million tons of wood pellets annually today, says a representative of Dogwood Alliance, which works to protect southern forests. We're talking over 100,000 acres of forest being cleared solely for this purpose every year. And that's a conservative estimate. A study commissioned by the Southern Environmental Law Center showed forest loss has increased significantly in the area surrounding biomass pellet plants in Virginia and North Carolina. The industry calls biomass a climate solution, Colette says. Smart people in government, even some well-intentioned people in the climate movement, support giving it hundreds of billions in subsidies. You've got to ask, how is that possible? It's not that biomass is as powerful as the fossil fuel industry. Fossil fuel companies amassed immense political clout over centuries. By contrast, the biomass industry is only decades old. Yet biomass companies have won political favor by peddling a narrative with immense allure for policymakers who want quick fixes to the climate crisis. On paper, converting existing coal plants to run on wood pellets looks like an easy climate win. But burning wood produces even more carbon than coal per unit of energy generated. Because this carbon can theoretically be reabsorbed if forests grow back, some governments consider the process carbon neutral, but continually cut and regrown forests never achieve the carbon storage potential of older trees. And even if the carbon released during deforestation is eventually reabsorbed, it stays in the atmosphere for decades in the meantime. None of this is accounted for by policymakers who see biomass as green energy. Nor is it only foreign governments subsidizing the industry. In parts of the United States, too, trees are burned for electricity. Ironically, these include jurisdictions that regard themselves as among the world's greenest. Burning the forest. We've been deluded about biomass in Burlington, Vermont, says executive director of the New England-based Standing Trees. We're supposedly America's first city to run entirely on carbon-neutral renewable electricity. Yet our leaders tout that title knowing we still rely on Vermont's largest point source of carbon emissions, the McNeil Biomass Power Plant. Burlington's Joseph C. McNeil Generating Station pumps close to 500,000 tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere every year, but is considered carbon-neutral energy under Vermont's Global Warming Solutions Act. This designation has been justified partly by biomass companies' claim that they burn mainly waste wood, or branches and other tree parts left over from logging, as well as wood residues such as sawdust. The McNeil Generating Station. The problem is, to timber companies, waste is any wood they can't find a higher value use for, says Porter. They see old or crooked trees that can't be sold for lumber as waste. At a hearing in Burlington last year, a proposal to heat University of Vermont Medical Center buildings with steam from McNeil drew intense opposition, suggesting climate groups have momentum as they push policymakers to rethink the role of biomass in Vermont's grid. There would be precedent for such a move. New York and Massachusetts have taken steps to exclude forest biomass from benefiting off clean energy incentives, and advocates like Porter think other Northeast states should follow suit. In fact, there's a growing national movement to make climate policies more accurately reflect the carbon footprint of wood biomass, both in U.S. circles and beyond. Stopping the expansion. Back in Longview, climate activists prepare to fight what could become the state's first industrial-scale wood pellet manufacturing plant. Locals plan to speak out against Drax's Longview project at a hearing expected later this year. Across the Columbia River, 350PDX has been educating the public about impacts of the biomass industry by tabling at public events and hosting a screening of the documentary Burned. Other West Coast biomass plants have also drawn opposition. At the port of Grays Harbor, 2 hours north of Longview, Pacific Northwest Renewable Energy wants to build a pellet plant comparable in size to the Drax project. 2 more plants, with a combined ability to produce about 1 million tons of pellets annually, are proposed by Golden State Natural Resources in California. To bolster political support for these plants in green-leaning West Coast states, the companies involved have leaned into a new talking point, that removing waste, wood from forests will somehow blunt increasingly devastating fire seasons. This industry is playing on people's justified fear of fire, said an Oregon-based forest advocate with the Natural Resources Defense Council. But their demand for a product to constantly deliver to customers will actually shift resources away from fire management regimes based on the best science, such as indigenous practices that include prescribed burns. Despite purporting concern about fire, the biomass industry on the West Coast has proposed doing something very similar to what it's already done in the Southeast and New England, turning carbon-rich, biodiverse forests into tree plantations whose purpose is to grow wood as fast as possible for conversion into fuel. Ironically, this is happening even as the climate benefits of intact forests are drawing unprecedented attention. The reporter is also the author of Movement Makers: How Young Activists Upended the Politics of Climate Change. 3. United States. NASA, Wildfire Digital Twin, pioneers new AI models and streaming data techniques. NASA Science. A wildfire simulation describing the spread of PM 2.5 aerosols. These particles, also known as PM 2.5, can cause serious health issues. 4. United States. Check the air quality. How to check the air quality health index and assess your health risks. Everything GP particulate matter known as PM 2.5 on an hourly basis. The enhanced PM 2.5 and the hourly PM 2.5 levels. The AQHI score the public sees is 5. Arizona, Maricopa County. Maricopa County. Wood burning announcement. Wood burning in residential fireplaces, chimneys, outdoor fire pits. This includes individuals and businesses which have burn permits for open burning. 6. California, Laguna Beach City Council votes Aliso Beach return to wood burning pits after 1-year respite. RAWSEP View. Imagine stepping out of ocean surf to lungful of wood smoke after a year of clean air. From the article, despite a recent backlash from various groups, bonfires are still permitted at many beaches in California. https://www.californiabeaches.com/California-beach-bonfires. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. RAWSEP interjection. The advertising of wood smoke pollution is going full tilt in California hotspots, despite scientific evidence that breathing PM 2.5 from wood smoke leads to a cascade of human health problems. Of getting a fire pit is greatly diminished as some of the visitors go at the crack of dawn to stake out a claim on a pit. 7. California, Laguna and early deaths. From the website, a beach bonfire is a time-honored tradition that California residents and visitors have enjoyed for years. Some beaches provide fire rings for free, first come first served. Other beaches, including quite a few state beaches, offer them to the campsite guests as part of their camping fee. At beaches during summer months, on weekend evenings, over the 4th of July holiday, and other large beach attendance days, your chance. Beach, Aliso Beach. RAWSEP View. The Laguna Beach Mayor reminded council members that wood burning should not be done on no-burn days. So now Aliso Beach and its near neighbors are saddled with government-sanctioned air pollution after a 1-year respite, interspersed with expected wildfire wood burning pollution on no-burn days on Aliso Beach. Imagine coming out of the water after a swim to a lung full of unnecessary wood smoke that you were spared of for the last year. Laguna Beach OK's return of wood-burning fire pits to Aliso Beach. Los Angeles Times RAWSEP View. There appear to be no discussion by the City Council of the health effects of wood burning. Wood burning emits 90% PM 2.5, particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. In RAWSEP's view, there is no necessity for wood burning on Southern California beaches. There is no need for warmth. There are alternate, non-air polluting means of heating food, if heating food is the intent of a wood-burning fire. The reason for the elimination of wood-burning fires by the previous authorities was not discussed at the Laguna Beach City Council meeting. Laguna Beach is known as a high-income area, so wood-burning for no necessary reason but following expensive fads is not a good enough reason for needlessly polluting the air and using government funds to enable unnecessary air pollution. RAWSEP View. What political machinations ended the ban on wood burning at Aliso Beach? There are no scientific reasons to begin burning wood again at Aliso Beach. 3 obvious arguments against wood burning at Aliso Beach are that the PM 2.5 from wood burning harms human health. The San Diego area of California is a warm environment where there is no need to burn wood for heat, and wood burning produces an air-polluted area that discourages tourism. New York. Hudson Valley eyes Los Angeles Beach wood burning fire pits, perhaps as a bad example to follow, or as a cautionary tale. Daily Pilot e-newspaper. Sunday, May 19, 2024. Los Angeles Times Laguna Beach OK's return of wood-burning fire pits to Aliso Beach. Orange County Register. Wood-burning fire pits back to the sand. Until now, beachgoers could only rent portable propane fire pits from the nearby cafe. Council member. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Roughly a year after Laguna Beach assumed control of operations of several beaches in South Laguna from the County of Orange, the city is preparing to bring back wood-burning fire pits in time for summer. The City Council unanimously voted Tuesday night the installation of up to 7 wood-burning fire pits at Aliso Beach. A staff report requested council direction in the hope the fire pits could be put in place by Memorial Day weekend. Visuals shared during a presentation at the meeting showed as many as 7 fire pits on the sand in 2010 that had either been removed by the county prior to the transfer of ownership or were lost due to storm activity. The fire pits will be available for use at no charge on a first-come, first-served basis. Police and marine safety personnel will monitor activities surrounding the fire pits. Lost Pier Cafe, a concession business at Aliso Beach, can also rent out up to 5 portable propane fire pits. A councilman asked what becomes of the remnants of the fire when persons using the fire pits get ready to leave. If there are any fires left, then they would burn themselves out within the confinement of the ring itself, the fire marshal said. That's why the separation is important, and the distance from local vegetation is important, as well. Between the wood-burning and propane fire pits, there could be up to a dozen fire pits at Aliso Beach. South Coast Air Quality Management District regulations dictate they must be at least 50 feet apart if there are no more than 15 devices in which fires are burning on a contiguous beach area within the city limits. No fuel should be added to a fire within an hour of the Aliso Beach parking lot closing. Use of the fire pits will not be permitted during red flag and no burn days. Mayor Sue Kemp requested that Nixle alerts communicate information when the AQMD declares no burn days. The City Council directed staff to appropriate $20,000 from the South Laguna Fund for the purchase of the fire pits. Signage warning of natural hazards was installed near a sea cave at 10th Street Beach in June. The council was told that incidents resulting in death had occurred in the area in years past. 8. RAWSEP View. First Air Quality Advisory of 2024 for Oakland, California and the San Francisco Bay Area of California is occurring far from Aliso Beach, but in the same United States of California. Air pollution from fire pits in Aliso Beach is occurring simultaneously with air pollution from wildfires in Northern California. Saturday is first air quality advisory for the year. Oakland County Times, PM 2.5, unhealthy for sensitive groups and everyone, 55.5 plus UG/M3. As defined by EGLE, an air quality advisory is when PM 2.5, 35.5, California, San Francisco, Bay Area. Spare the air alert issued for Tuesday, wood burning banned in Bay Area, MSN, BCN. The Bay Area Air Quality Management District is banning the burning of wood and other solid fuel for Tuesday in the region via a Spare the Air. 9. Colorado, Denver. RAWSEP View. Another advertising coup for wood burning for the affluent in one of the many glamping, supposedly glamorous camping, sites in Colorado. Air pollution paid for by the affluent may seem merely odd, but that wood burning air pollution extends to near neighbors of the glamping affluent, since air moves freely, even polluted air. From the article, Colorado Destination makes list of USA Today's best glamping spots. Denver Gazette. The tents are equipped with rustic design flourishes and wood-burning stoves. RAWSEP View. Articles like this reinforce the perception that wood burning is done as a fad of the affluent, without thought for the air pollution unnecessary wood burning such as this is affecting near neighbors. 10. Colorado. Prescribed burns.
Gros Reservoir.
People may see smoke from prescribed burn near Gros Reservoir. Boulder Daily Camera. To learn more about the potential health impacts of smoke, fire managers suggest visiting the website www.colorado.gov/pacific/cdpe/wood-smoke. Colorado. Monument. Prescribed burn plan near Monument in June. Yahoo! Breathing in wood smoke may affect an individual's health depending on what's in the smoke and how long they are exposed. Some symptoms include 11. Michigan, Grand Rapids, South Haven. Dog rescued from burning house. News Radio. Family dog was rescued from a house fire in South Haven Sunday morning, firefighters said. Firefighters arrived to see flames coming out of a second-floor window. No people were home at the time, but first responders rescued the family's dog from the home. Fire departments in Bangor, Covert, and Ganges helped put out the flames. It's not clear what caused the fire, but it being investigated. 12. New Mexico. Know before you go. Wildfire Preparedness Is Year-Round. NM Fire Info Stage 1. Prohibits building, maintaining, attending, or using a fire, campfire, charcoal, coal, or wood stove, except within a developed recreation area. 13. New York, Ithaca. Wood smoke in homeless tents. Thomas Rath was ensnared in Ithaca's homeless encampment. Then he vanished. The New York Times. The residents live in tents, or shelters made of tarps and pallets, or makeshift compounds emanating curls of wood smoke. Scorch marks on the 14. New York City, and Canada. RAWSEP View. Smoke-pocalypse is a cute movie tie-in word, but the air quality degeneration of incursion of Canadian wildfire smoke is no joke, as experienced it at its worst in June 2023. As wildfires rage in Canada, will NYC see another smoke-pocalypse? New York Post. Smoke this week toward Montana, the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, Fox 5 New York said. Smoke rises from mutual aid wildfire GCU 007 in the 15. North Dakota, Bismarck, and Canada. Canadian wildfires could cause health problems for those with lung conditions. KFYR 16, Pennsylvania, Center County. PA Air Quality Update. 8-hour workday outdoors equivalent to smoking 2 cigarettes. Fine particulate matter, or PM 2.5, comes in many sizes and shapes and can be made up of hundreds of different chemicals. Some are emitted. 17. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Fundraiser to transition from wood-burning oven to gas. RAWSEP View. This is a solution-oriented response to being educated about the health problems caused by pizza parlor wood burning. Farragalley's Bakery in South Philly will reopen after $34,000 fundraiser to fix oven. Philadelphia Inquirer. Wood-burning oven to gas. As part of the repairs, which should be completed this summer, the bakery is transitioning the wood-burning oven to gas. 18. Texas. Lone Star plant wood fire. Fire breaks out at old Lone Star plant. DailyGazette.com wood into mulch and horse bedding. Piles of sawdust and wood scraps surround the concrete and wood building where the fire took place. 19. Canada. Alberta. Heading out for the long weekend? Here's the fire advisories in the area. Central Alberta online. Safe wood campfires within fire rings, backyard fire pits, and burn barrels on private land, BBQs and smokers that use solid fuels, wood chips. Canada. Alberta. Fort McMurray. Live 3 digital channel. CTV News aerial footage shows wildfire burning near Fort McMurray. Canada. Alberta. Calgary. Massive fire breaks out at Wrangler Road facility. CTV News Calgary smoke and flames could be seen from kilometers according to the company website. It's a family-owned business that recycles untreated waste wood. Canada. Alberta. Calgary. Experts warn of health issues due to wildfire smoke, poor air quality. Calgary Herald. And when indoors, try not to generate indoor air pollution, burning wood. Those things will cause the indoor air pollution. Canada. Alberta. Calgary. PM 2.5 and health issues. Experts warn of health issues due to wildfire smoke, poor air quality. Calgary Herald particulate matter, also known as PM 2.5, is of greatest concern to public health. The particles can be inhaled and enter the lungs. 20. Canada. Alberta. Wood buffalo. Wildfire evacuees return to their homes. Residents excited to come home as evacuation order. Alerts lifted in Yahoo News Canada. The fire chief for the regional municipality of Wood Buffalo said officials were developing a plan to welcome back evacuees when it's safe. Canada. Alberta. Fort McMurray. Officials to provide update on Fort McMurray wildfire on Friday morning. CBC Mayor of the regional municipality of Wood Buffalo. Wildfire officials says the fire is burning underground.
Canada. Alberta. Grande Prairie.
City and County of Grande Prairie lower fire bans to a restriction. Everything GP. All outdoor fires not contained within a non-combustible fire pit. Wood campfires in backcountry or random camping areas. Fireworks and exploding. Grande Prairie Forest Area Wildfire Update. May 16, 2024. The Alberta Wildfire Blog. Government of Alberta. Cold trailing. A method of determining whether or not a fire is still burning, involving careful inspection and feeling with the hand. Canada. Alberta. Wood Buffalo. Officials provide an update on the 20,000-hectare fire burning southwest of Fort McMurray. 21. Canada. Ontario. Wildfire and tornado relationship. Ontario researchers examine why wildfires and tornadoes have tangly relationship. The Weather Network. Smoke from wildfires in northeastern Ontario and Quebec moved into the city. CBC. That continent-spanning veil of wood smoke.
Canada. Alberta. Grande Prairie.
Grande Prairie Forest Area Wildfire Update. May 19, 2024. The Alberta Wildfire Blog. Government of Alberta. Fire ban in effect. Check www.albertaforebans.ca. If you see smoke or fire in the forest, please call 310-FIRE, 3473, Canada, Alberta, Lethbridge. This wildfire season, changes are coming to better inform people about smoke hazards. Lethbridge News Now. Particulate matter known as PM 2.5 in the air on an hourly basis. PM 2.5 comes from a wide range of sources, including power plants and vehicles. Last year's record-breaking wildfire season forced Canadians to become familiar with the scale of air pollution as hazardous smoke drifted across the country. Canada. The Canadian Press. How to check the Air Quality Health Index and assess your health environment. Canada's color-coded Air Quality Health Index, designed to help people understand health risks associated with contaminated air, was closely watched under hazy, orange skies that stretched beyond the Canada-US border. 22. Australia, Queensland. PM 2.5 and controlled burns. Smoke from controlled burn-offs and surface dust found to be leading source of particle air fizzed. Outdoor air pollutants monitored at 5 Queensland schools in a year-long QED study found that most of the tiny particles, PM 2.5, that lodge in PM 2.5 and controlled burns. Smoke from controlled burn-offs and surface dust are leading source of particle, azo-Clintek tiny particles, PM 2.5, that lodge in lungs and get into bloodstream peak at night. All schools except one exceeded Australia's annual air quality. The seasonal difference of PM 2.5 concentrations could be attributed to more smoke during winter due to hazard reduction burning and wood fires. 4. 23. United Kingdom, Birmingham. Minister issues wood-burning stoves update as smoke emission limits to be lowered. MSN Minister Robbie Moore has responded to questions over the burning of unauthorized fuels, such as wood in smoke control areas. A government minister has issued a wood-burning stoves update on emission testing ahead of tighter controls on smoke levels. The response comes after recent reports said the appliances should come with a new health warning. Conservative think tank Bright Blue had said there was a mistaken belief that domestic burning is a safer, more environmentally friendly way of heating one's home than gas boilers. Its report said existing warning labels on the stoves were focused on carbon monoxide emissions and did not include any mention of tiny particles called PM 2.5, which are less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter and invisible to the naked eye. Documents from DEFRA, the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, explain. These particles are known to enter the bloodstream and are carried into many organs in the body and are linked to a range of health impacts including respiratory and cardiovascular illness, such as aggravation of asthma and respiratory symptoms. This in turn has been linked to an increase in hospital admissions, as well as mortality from cardiovascular and respiratory diseases and lung cancer. 24. United Kingdom. Drax's halo may be tarnished, but it stands on the side of the angels. Business Green. Characterizations of Drax as the world's biggest wood burner are misleading and sometimes deliberately dishonest, argues environmental campaigner. RAWSEP View. RAWSEP is unable to read this article in order to determine if the headline, as written, is serious or meant as a joke. 25. United Kingdom. New rules on log burners, as people could face £300 fine and criminal record. MSN. The new wood-burning stove laws have been put in place. You can be fined up to £1,000 if you burn unauthorized fuel without. A new law which came in 2022 now states people who have wood burners in their homes now have to follow a number of clean air regulations. United Kingdom. How to check the Air Quality Health Index and assess your health risks. National Post. Particulate matter known as PM2.5 on an hourly basis. The enhanced AQHI PM2.5 and the hourly PM2.5 levels. The AQHI score the public sees. 26. United Kingdom, Scotland. MSP column. Don't ban wood-burning stoves. East Lothian Courier. The SNP government is planning to ban the use of wood-burning stoves. This is the latest policy from a Scottish government that simply doesn't. RAWSEP View. This article is by a member of the Scottish Parliament asking for rescinding a ban on wood-burning stove in new construction. RAWSEP View. This is irresponsible and unscientific to argue for continuing an unnecessary, more expensive, and highly polluting method of home heating.
27. France.
This article from France seems to blame some PM2.5 incursion into France on wood burning in Denmark and Finland. Phenomenology of the composition of PM2.5 at an urban site in northern France. ResearchGate. Danish PM2.5 emissions, 116. And 24% in Helsinki, Finland, 117. Figure 4. Bivariate polar plots of the carbonaceous species. 28. Africa. Dangerous wood-burning stoves. RAWSEP View. It is odd that the fashionably affluent in other countries argue for continuing to use wood stoves when there are many examples in Africa where wood burning for cooking and some home heating is circumscribed to polluting wood burning. From the article. In pictures. Clean cooking a game changer for Africa. Food from Zanzi. They spend hours collecting firewood for fuel and cooking on primitive, unhealthy, and often dangerous wood-burning stoves. South Africa. Parle. Clean burning stoves replace wood-burning stoves. Clean burning stoves and cookware factory launched in Parle. News 24. They spend hours collecting firewood for fuel and cooking on primitive, unhealthy, and often dangerous wood-burning stoves. South Africa. Parle. New clean cookstove factory in Parle creates 100 jobs. Business. News 24. They spend hours collecting firewood for fuel and cooking on primitive, unhealthy, and often dangerous wood-burning stoves. Within an open fire. 29. Africa. Namibia. Dirty cooking puts millions of African women at risk, says International Energy Agency. The Namibian. They spend hours collecting firewood for fuel and cooking on primitive, unhealthy, and often dangerous wood-burning stoves. We are looking to change. 30. China. Investigating the multi-scale associations between urban landscape patterns and PM2.5. ScienceDirect.com, 2019, demonstrated that landscape patterns are closely related to PM2.5 pollution in China at different scales and exert the greatest impact on urban. 31. India. PM2.5 and field calibration. Field calibration protocol for optical-based air quality sensors in Indian conditions. ScienceDirect.com. Optical air quality sensors, PM2.5, were collocated with reference monitoring stations for 2 weeks. The sensors were installed at different. India. Hindon River. Action plan to tackle pollution in Hindon River urgently needed. GMC officials directed. India. Compare tops national rankings for air quality and pollution prevention efforts. Times of India. The petition highlights Ghaziabad's severe air pollution, being the most polluted city in North India for PM2.5 levels in 2021, challenging the India PUC certificate. How to apply or renew your PUC. Blogs News. The Financial Express. Vehicular pollution contributes to 20 to 30% of particulate matter, PM2.5 in India. Hence, a PUC certificate is a document which shows the emission. RAWSEP View. Is it really helpful to offer certificates for slightly less polluting vehicles and slightly less polluting wood stoves? Are clean alternatives to wood-burning stoves, such as solar or electric stoves, available in India on a wide scale? From this article about PUCs. PUC stands for Pollution Under Control, and these certificates are mandatory for all vehicles in India. Pollution Under Control certificate ensures that your vehicle is not emitting harmful pollutants into the atmosphere. India. IIT Jodhpur published groundbreaking research on air pollution and health effects in northern India. PIB.gov.in, comparing the oxidative potential of Indian PM2.5 with countries across the Asia-Pacific and European regions reveals alarming findings.
32, Indonesia, Jakarta.
Air quality in DKI Jakarta this Saturday is not healthy. VLI, particulate matter /PM, 2.5 at a concentration rate of 19.4 micrograms per cubic meter. This concentration is equivalent to 97 times the annual.
Indonesia, Jakarta.
Friday morning, Jakarta's 5th worst air quality in the world. VOI PM 2.5 is an air particle that is small in size from 2.5 micrometers. The unhealthy category, namely the quality of the air. 33. PM 2.5 and cardiometabolic factors. Association between PM 2.5 constituents and cardiometabolic risk factors. ScienceDirect.com. We also found that multiple blood lipid indicators may be affected by PM 2.5 and its constituents, possibly mediated through complement C3 or HSCRP. 34. PM 2.5 and dementia. Risk/benefit trade-off of habitual physical activity and air pollution on mortality. ScienceDirect.com. It has been reported that PM 2.5, particulate matter PM, with diameters less than or equal to 2.5 micrometers, and nitrogen dioxide, NO2, are closely linked to dementia. 35. PM 2.5 and fatty liver disease. Air pollution, life's essential aid, and risk of severe non-alcoholic fatty liver disease among BMC Public Health, Biomed Central. Annual means of nitrogen dioxide, NO2, nitrogen oxides, NOx, and particulate matter, PM 2.5, PM 2.510, PM10, were estimated using the land use. 36. PM 2.5 and monetary damages. Measuring global monetary damages from particulate matter and carbon dioxide emissions. Nature. We assemble a globally comprehensive database on PM 2.5 concentrations and CO2 emissions for 165 countries between 1998 and 2018. The empirical. PM 2.5 and monetary damages. 37. PM 2.5 and premature birth. Study finds link between air pollution and premature birth. Yahoo Lifestyle PM. 1 is much smaller than PM 2.5. It might be a health risk for Australian people. While Australia is seen to have relatively good air quality. 38. PM 2.5 and primary glomerular disease. Elevated exposure to air pollutants accelerates primary glomerular disease progression. ScienceDirect.com. Common air pollutants include ozone, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, and fine particulate matter less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter, PM 2.5. PM 2.539, PM 2.5 and pulmonary fibrosis. Carbon black-induced pulmonary fibrosis through PIR, 713551/PIWIL4 targeting THBS2. ScienceDirect.com. Carbon black, CB, is a vital constituent of airborne pollutants, fine particulate matter, PM 2.5. 40, PM 2.5 and respiratory health endpoints. Oxidative potential of particulate matter and its association to respiratory health endpoints. In ScienceDirect.com, significant correlations were observed between both OPDTT and PM 2.5 concentration exposure and ARI hospital visits, alongside a notable association. 41, PM 2.5 and wildfire air pollution. David's discovery, taking a closer look at air pollution, KTTC smoke from wildfires.